This arrow dropped out of my quiver as I was staring down a buck. Never again. Deep Thoughts from Ladybug Adventures. So this is the mossy oak bow quiver that I purchased for $21.59. That says the bow quiver has a 5-arrow inline design. Absolutely impossible. And used by the hunters of Team Mossy Oak, I highly doubt it. If you ever see it, do not buy it. First thing is this gigantic screw to hold this to the bow tight. And it does a good job. It holds it very tight. But it's huge. And when you tighten it up, if it's in this position, I'll show you on a different angle, the bow, it blocks the arrows going from the holder here to the end. How am I supposed to get maybe one here on this side, one on this side? This is unusable. You see, the actual arm blocks everything. I don't understand this design at all. Direct thoughts from my wife. Well, this is the quiver. It's a 6-arrow quiver. In US dollars, it's $42.99, and you have the two choices, Mossy Oak Breakup or the Real Tree Green, HD Green. It's made of all aluminum, so it's quite sturdy. I'm not worried that it's going to break. It's actually very quiet as well. So some people in another review I've seen, it said it was a little bit loud, but I did not find that at all. This is where how the quiver came. This was just inserted in there. It just has their contact information, which is nice. I got it in the Mossy Oak camo. There is a release here that you simply flip and it'll slide out, just like a lot of other quivers will do. Okay, here I fitted about 5. There's no broadheads, just field points in here. But the enclosure inside there is big enough to fit, I'd say safely, about, if you angle them in properly, you'll be able to get maybe about 4 to 5 of those, maybe 3-point broadheads, 3-blade broadheads in there without a problem. They say it's an all aluminum design. These are kind of got a rubberized surface on them, and then a nice cover for the rain and protection. How this works though is, and it doesn't come with any instructions, but it's fairly easy to figure out. What you do here is as this is attached to the bow, you rotate this and then your arrow will come loose and pop off, and that's what you'll take for shooting. There are these little rubber areas here. This is what you have when you put the arrow in. You have to press down on your arrow to depress the arrow, and then you rotate the system and that'll lock it into place until you go to the next part for the next arrow, and boom, it'll pop out. So when it's actually on the bow, if you do turn it, it will fall right out. So you have to be sure you hold on to your arrow as you're rotating, as you release it. But it's actually relatively easy to rotate, and there's no jiggling, there's no vibration. So I think this is actually very, very compact. They do sell a cover that you can actually put this whole thing into a cover for transportation, so you can carry all your arrows in this, which is kind of handy. So I'll put this back in. Just like that. Flip that up to lock it in, and there it's all locked into place. So like I said, when you're ready to take out your arrow, you just turn it, pull it out. When you want to put the arrow back in, you have to press it down a little bit and then rotate it, and then it's in. So when you are on the tree stand and it's obviously vertical, you do have to be careful as you turn this, just to make sure you catch your arrow before it falls out. Right now, when I go hunting, I'm not taking 5 broadheads with me, probably at maximum 3 broadheads, so this will more than handle the job. The only thing I did find is it says lightweight. It is made out of aluminum, but they're also, I find it a bit heavier. So this is without the arrows. Of course, it does jiggle around a little bit, but once the arrows are in there, it makes it completely silent. So when I first took this out, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so loud. You can see there's a lot of play and jiggle. There are the rubber rings here that go right around here. So as soon as you put an arrow in, it's nice and tight. That tension keeps everything quiet and still. As you'll see in there, there's very, very slight amount of padding in there. You never need to replace any kind of a foam in the top here. So it's just a padding, so just to keep things from rattling, but it's definitely not to stick anything inside. You can see up close here, this is the locking mechanism, and that's the end. So you can see that rubber ring right here, that's where the arrow presses into, and then as it rotates, that rubber ring presses up against this rubberized piece of aluminum and keeps it dead quiet. My only complaint, like I said, is the fit and finish. You see here, there's just some areas where it is the paint. I just barely use this, and this is how it came. There's a little bit of paint rubbed off already there. That's how it came. It had some specks of, it just looked like dirt or mud. So I think just fit and finish was not good quality, but the actual, design, the mechanism, outstanding. I would get this again, even if it doesn't look as pretty. This is how it looked when I first opened the package, and I thought, what the hell? This is how it looks? I thought it was used, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. So I emailed Lancaster, and much to their credit, they responded very quickly, pretty much the next day, and they offered me this, which was another Quiver, which is excellent and wonderful, and great customer service from Lancaster. Thank you, Jim from Lancaster. Rush. A brand new New Dawn Outdoors Vortxx 6 arrow quiver. Pretty awesome. Well, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please watch some of my other videos. I'll have a new hunting video coming up, and here's a video where I made a hunting PVC bow, and I also do other computer builds or other bow reviews. So please check it out, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.